Hello and welcome, you join me ADG, and here we are for race 2 of the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship, the Fusion Elite Lobby. So this time round we are at Fuji International Speedway for another half an hour race, the second race of 2 held on Friday night. The first one being Willow Springs, which was a great race actually. Feel free to go back and watch that on my YouTube channel, it's the last race I uploaded. But yeah, back to this one. This is Fuji, and this is the reverse grid race. Being race 2, this is a grid determined by the finishing results from race 1, but reversed. So the guys that finish towards the back start towards the front. So without much further ado, we will go through the grid order. We have, I'll jump on board. We have Ginger Crackhead in first position in the Nissan GTR. In second, we have L-Game with the Audi TT. Rick takes up third position with the Jaguar F-Type. Got Street Boy in fourth in the Nissan GTR. So a familiar car that you'll see going through the grid as I skip my way through. CJW in fifth in the Nissan GTR. Chewy in sixth in the Lamborghini Huracan. Robust the Hood in seventh in the GTR. JRC in the GTR in 8th, Phil in 9th in the Honda NSX, 10th is ADG123 in the Honda NSX, Pav takes up 11th position in the Nissan GTR, we've got Moz in 12th in the GTR, Dawson in the GTR in 13th, and we have winner of race 1 around Willow Springs in 14th position, White Shark Jim in the Ford Mustang. So, without much further ado, we will jump on board with pole sitter Ginger Crackhead and get the race started. Looking back from his perspective as we get underway. So, on the left-hand side, L-Game expectedly in the TT gets a bad start, bogs down, and a few people manage to pull straight past him. But Ginger Crackhead, on the other hand, gets a great start. Gets himself into T1 all on his own, so he gets the line to himself as everyone else punches up behind and has to compromise their lines. Bit of argy-bargy as everyone makes their way through T1, but no one gets taken out, so it looks pretty good to me. We'll go on board with Chewy, because Chewy makes a great move in this opening lap. So in 6th position at the moment. Just goes for the inside line, bit of contact in front, and he manages to go from 6th position up into 4th and nearly 3rd as he goes side by side with Street Boy, but Street Boy has the momentum just to pull in front. So a great move there from Chewy. 2 positions for the price of 1. Move. And the guys up front are away now, nice and cleanly. Just looking to settle into this race as they find their position through lap 1. Find a little bit of space just to try and get some kind of breathing room. Guys behind are all bunching up, so we've got, looking back from Pav, we've got Dawson, White Shark Jim, all the faster guys that won or came towards the top in race 1, making their way through in this race now. We've got Jim following Dawson, so they had a great battle in race 1. And then we've got a little battle going on behind. CJW, I've missed it in this replay, but I did watch it back earlier, slightly anyway, I watched a little bit of it back. CJW missed out on the first lap going into the chicane, and it's a bit unfortunate he finds himself right at the back, but he did the right thing. He was trying to avoid contact. He ended up in a big, like, almost 4 wide into a hairpin, so he did the right thing by backing out, making sure that he didn't cause any contact, but unfortunately it dropped him towards the back, so it was a bit of a bad one for CJW, but like I say, he did the right thing by not causing the contact, and he just backed out of any kind of move that he could have made when it was 4 wide. It was absolutely crazy, so someone had to back out, and someone had to be sensible, and this time round it seemed to be CJW. But unfortunately that's dropped him back towards the back. Anyway, on board with myself then 13th, White Shark Phil in 12th, We'll keep an eye on what else is going on. Oh, we see L-Game going deep in the Audi TT into the braking zone there. The heavy braking zone into that tight right-hander and then through the tight little chicane. L-Game's dropped a few positions from that. JRC up into 6th position. Chewy now up into 3rd. So great opening couple of laps from Chewy so far. And a few positions made up with a great couple of moves. Just making those moves actually count as well. Not getting the comeback from the car that is just overtaken straight away. So we've got JRC and Dawson side by side as they head down the straight, both in the Nissan GTR. So it's a battle of the same car, and then we've got L-Game behind getting the slipstream from who is it? JRC. Oh, JRC getting a little bit of a bump draft from the car behind there, but it didn't actually work out for him, so not the best of times to be bump drafted as he was going into the braking zone, and it actually sent him a little bit deep by the look of it, so he missed out a little bit and he's lost a little bit of time from that through no fault of his own. Robert Hood going a little bit wide by the look of it up front, so jump to him. He's chasing down Street Boy in front there, doing a great job in 5th position at the moment. Rick is our leader. Rick 33 GTR is our leader at the moment, being chased down in 2nd place now by Chewy. So Chewy is having a great, like I say, I've already said it, but I'll say it again, he's having a great couple of opening laps. So he's now up into 2nd position from 6th position where he actually started on the grid. Dawson doing a great job as well, coming from the back and now up into 6th. So these guys are really making the most of these opening laps and the closeness of each car and trying to pick the way through the field as quickly as possible. Dawson all over the back of Robert Hood, putting the pressure on. So it looks like the battle for first is certainly not over, as there's a massive slipstream train down this straight, and that's a tongue twister. And at the moment there's no getting away for the first position. Oh, Chewy's going first, let's jump on board. Not quite getting it done on the brakes, so just tucking in behind, back into 2nd, and he'll look for another opportunity later in the lap. But he's nicely behind in the slipstream of Rick GT. So 2 cars that you wouldn't necessarily, dare I say it, see or expect to be at the front, the Jaguar and the Lamborghini, but doing a great job so far in this race, and especially Chewy starting in 6th position up into 2nd. Similarly for Dawson as well, bear in mind, started towards the back, 2nd from the back in 13th position, and he's now up into 5th. Credit for everyone, but these guys in particular are doing a great job. Ginger Cracker having a great race so far in 3rd. Street Boy chasing him down very closely, both in the same car. It's a 3-car Nissan train. Oh, sorry, 4-car. So we've got Ginger, Street Boy, Dawson and Robert Hood all in the Nissan GTR. Seems to be the car on this track. Very capable. JRC as well in the train. So 5 cars and they're all GTRs. And then breaking it up is White Shark Jim in 8th position in the Ford. Let's go board and look back like we did do before. I think it gives quite a good perspective sometimes. Sometimes watching from the exterior camera, the cinematic cameras if you like, you can miss out a bit of the racing sometimes. But let's jump aboard. Free wide as we dive into T1. And we'll start at lap 5. Oh, it all works itself out, but that looked like a bit of a dodgy one. So Dawson up into 3rd with a great move. Gets past Ginger Crackhead and Street Boy. Was in 5th a second to go. Makes it work into T1 though, and it's a hard corner to get right on Fuji. It's a really heavy braking zone, and it's a bit of a late apex as well, so you can get the exit and carry some kind of speed. A great racing so far. All clean as well. A little bit of contact here and there, but nothing malicious, as I am proud to say, from the MRC 99% of the time. So now we have Chewy. I've missed every single overtake pretty much, other than his first double overtake that he did, but he's now up into first position. He's managed to get past Rick 33 GTR, and he's found himself in the lead. So great racing from Chewy so far. He is experienced in the Fusion League, being a 3-time Fusion champion, but is showing his pedigree in this race so far. Doing a great job. Dawson now up into third as well, so these guys are relentlessly quick, I will call them. Just seem to have a habit of an absolute beautiful way of doing it. It doesn't look like they're pushing really, but they just seem to make their way through the field and pick those opportunities when they arise in front of them, and make the most of them and get their way through the field quite nicely. We've got Roberts, the Hood and Street Boy side by side. On board with Roberts round the outside, Street Boy down the inside. Roberts had to give him the room there to make sure there was no contact and they didn't ruin each other's races with a massive incident. But Roberts not giving up, pushing on the exit to try and get another move, looking for the cutback with the different lines going on into the apex. Not quite getting the pace to be able to do it this time round, but good effort all the same. Challenging hard with Street Boy down the inside, going defensive, trying to hold that 5th position as best as possible. Great racing from these two at the moment. Pressure being applied by Robbie. Street Boy had quite a good start to race 1, and then ended up having a little bit of an incident and dropping back, so they'll be looking to make the most of this second race and get some good points on the board, as Robbie wants to take those points off him by the look of it, as any racer would do. It's all very competitive in this league. Bear in mind this is the Fusion League, so this is the top of the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship leagues. This is the top level. So the Ford Mustang of White Shark Jim, more than capable of holding its own against the Nissan GTRs down the straight, and finds himself in the position to actually get a dive done down the inside of Street Boy, but actually around the outside of Robert's Hood. So he actually made one position up there, but didn't quite get the double move done. But you can't complain about that. Oh, so it just gives Roberts a little bit of room. That just allows Moz to dive up the inside, slightly aggressively, I do say so, but he managed to get the job done and didn't cause any massive contact. And then it bunches up again into this corner, so Roberts finds himself with a bit of a door bang from Moz. Moz definitely looking aggressive and wanting to make his way through as quickly as possible. Finds himself getting up into 6th position, just getting past White Shark Jim into the braking zone, and then dives down the inside with a genuinely good move this time to get himself up into 5th. Great move in the end. Shame it took a little bit of contact and a little bit of argy-bargy to get there, but the actual end move to get the overtake done was quite impressive. So good work there from Moz, credit to him in the end. Just needs to be a little bit more careful, if I dare say so. So jumping back to the front, we'll go through the grid order now. We're on lap 7, heading towards lap 8 as we go down the start-finish straight with Chewy in first position. And second we have Rick 33 GTR. Everyone with brilliant liveries, by the way. I've not mentioned it so far. Everyone racing for teams as well in this championship, so we've got the individual team liveries on, depending on what sponsor they've been given for the championship this time round. So and this Rick 33 GTR in second, having a bit of a moment there, but still sticking to the back of Chewy, so it's impressive stuff. But he had a big moment of oversteer. They had to catch a moment go. Dawson in third, just trying to catch the guys in front now. Don't forget there's three times tyre wear on in this championship as well. So the cars do end up suffering slowly but surely, and the lap times drop off. Most guys will be looking to pit within this race though, sometime around the 15-minute marker, which we're not far off. So drop towards the back, because I'm at the back and I know we had a really good race at the back, even though it was for the final positions. But I'm in 14th at this point, right at the back. We've got White Shark Phil in 13th, battling hard against Pav and JRC. Pav down the inside and gets the move done up into 11th. Oh, sorry, no, it's JRC, sorry. JRC getting the move done up into 11th. White Shark Phil in 12th, Pav in 13th, and me in 14th. So, like I say, I'm not going to concentrate on it too much, because the battle for the lead I always feel is slightly more important. But just to let you know, you can be racing anywhere in the field in this Fusion lobby, and so far in these first two races, I've absolutely loved it, because even though I'm in 14th position, I couldn't get any further back, but I'm still having an absolutely awesome race with Pav and the guys around me, Phil and JRC, CJW as well. So looks like a few people in front diving into the pits, which allows me to pull through temporarily, which I can never say that word, up into 11th position. So CJW, why do I keep saying that? I see the J and I just get it wrong every time. I must be slightly dyslexic, I've never realised until now. So CJW in 12th coming out of the pits, White Shark Phil in 13th and Pav in 14th, all just pitted now, ready for the second stint of the race if you like. I decided to go a lap longer before I commit to the pits. So, bit further up we've got Ginger Crackhead. Had a really good start to this race, held third position for quite a while, but finds himself in 8th now. Not sure if he's pitted or not at this point in the race, so it'd be a bit unfair to comment much further. L-Game in 7th. Obviously if you're pitted and the guys in front haven't pitted, then you're obviously going to drop down a bit. That's what I mean by Ginger Crackhead there. Street Boy having a great race, finds himself in 6th at the moment. So Chewy looks like he's been in the pits, because he was in the lead and now finds himself in 4th. So it's all getting a bit mixed up. Let's go through the order again. It looks like this time round, in fact, we'll go through the order in a second, because there's going to be more pit stops this lap. We're definitely halfway through the race, if not more. In fact, we're 16 minutes through the race. So look at the bottom left. So we get a massive dive and influx of people into the pits. Rick 33 GTR, we've got Moz into the pits in 5th. We've got White Shark Jim, all the guys from the top positions diving in this time round. L-Game in the pits as well. Got me in the pits, ADG. So Chewy gets promoted back up into 1st position, as he went a little bit earlier, and he's got the undercut basically. If you're not familiar with the undercut, it's basically try and go into the pits one lap earlier and then get a really good outlap on your fresh tyres, try and improve, get the best lap you can possibly get out of it, and then try and beat the guys that are still on the worn tyres that are still pitting behind you. So you're making that lap where you come out work as much as possible. So Chewy in 1st, Dawson in 2nd, and we've got a really bad, why am I messing up so much today? We've got a really good battle, the complete opposite. We've got a really good battle now for 1st position. I feel a bit rusty with these race replays. It's been a few weeks since I've done a few. Rick 33 GTR in 3rd, so great positions as they come out of the pits, these boys. Street Boy in 4th now. I think Street Boy might still have to pit, I'm not sure. Mo's in 5th. So brilliant action going on, bit of a gap between everyone. No side-by-side action to watch just at the moment, but it is pretty good stuff. We've still got Chewy and Dawson fighting down the straight there, so Dawson's got the slipstream from Chewy. Let's see what he can make of it into T1 for the 11th time. Can he get the job done? No, just keeps it nice and stable on the brakes, nice and sensible. Looks for a good exit instead. Chewy, I believe, has been committing a lot of time to iRacing recently, so it probably feels a little bit strange for him to jump back on Gran Turismo Sport, but he's doing a great job in this second race. Meanwhile, we have Moz in 4th, GTR in front of him. Oh, we've got Robertson and JRC. Looks like they're pretty close together. Nearly side by side as they headed through that corner. Game is not at the best of races. He did start in 2nd position, finds himself in 10th now later on in the race with just over 10 minutes to go. I don't mean that as that probably sounded really harsh. I didn't mean that. Sometimes you say stuff on these videos and then you think about it and you think, oh, that probably came across really wrong actually. I didn't mean it in that way. I just mean that he's had a bit of an unfortunate race really. He's dropped a lot of positions, but still managing to keep it nice and clean and holding that 10th position nicely. Chasing down Street Boy in front as well, so there's still a chance to improve. In fact, there he goes, he's up into 9th as someone's in the pits. So the battle behind still commences. Battle to not be last basically is between me, Pav, CJW and White Shark Phil. I could have actually just concentrated on this all the way through the race, but like I say, you kind of want to know who's winning the race at the same time. But CJW just going a little bit wide, finds himself on the exit curb and loses a bit of momentum out of there, so it drops behind everyone else to 14th position now. So like I say, this is almost a battle to not be last rather than anything else really. Absolutely brilliant racing at the same time, like I've already said. Really, really good, close racing. Me and Pav, in both of the races this week, we had really, really great races, and it was side by side through a lot of the corners. Great moves on each other and really respectful at the same time, so can't commend Pav enough for making week 1 for me personally an absolutely brilliant week, as well as the other guys around me, CJW and White Shark Phil. But Pav in particular, just because we had 2 races that were absolutely brilliant together. So like I say, really good battle going on at the back, but we'll skip back up and see what's going on at the front. Jump back on board with Dawson. We'll go on board for a lap with Dawson as we cross over the line to start lap 13. I haven't done this so far in this championship, so we have a little bit of pressure from behind as well as Dawson goes defensive. Chewy goes for a late dive down the inside, but Dawson does defend it at the last minute, and Chewy has to back out and just concede, drop back in 2nd. So we're in the last 10 minutes of this race now. If there's any positions to be made up, it's time to start pushing, and there's not a lot of time left if you're going to catch the guys in front. Dawson doing a great job keeping it nice and neat. Goes a little bit later than I would on the brakes, slightly after the sign that goes across the track, but still gets the braking done nicely and takes the corner. It's quite interesting actually. This is a really tricky corner. It's slightly off camber and it's a really, really long turning and you feel like you're hesitating on the throttle for absolutely ages. Same with the last corner as well. You just got to hook up that late apex, but it feels like you're just waiting and waiting and waiting to get back on the throttle. Really strange corners in that regard. But there we go, fast lap from Dawson. Let's see what it is. It looked like a good lap. Obviously there's tyre wear involved as we're getting towards the end of the race, but it's a 1:45.640 in the end, and he still leads away nicely from Chewy in second place. So a great lap there from Dawson. See now it's done by the leader. Chewy also having a great race in second position, doing his best to keep up and catch up to Dawson. These guys, sorry, go back to Dawson and Chewy, they had a really good battle last season, so by the sounds of it, I wasn't involved in the Fusion League last season, but by the sounds of it, they had a bit of a ding-dong battle all the way through the season, and it was a bit to and fro. They both won races here, there and everywhere, so it was anyone's all the way through the season, but Dawson ended up winning out and took the championship in the end. So Chewy, three-time champion already, will be looking to rectify that this season and prove that he can make it 4. So a little bit of history between those two. White Shark Jim made his way from 14th position, now up into 4th. So really good job, and he's chasing down Moz in 3rd position as well. Not far off his rear bumper. Looks like he's also got the fastest lap as well of a 1:44.0. Oh, going down the straight once again on the 14th lap to complete it and start lap 15. Let's see if there's any action from White Shark Jim and Muzz as they're heading to T1. And we'll quickly skip towards the back once again and see what's going on with those guys. Should I say myself and the people around. So Jim not forcing the issue this time round. Let's have a look at the back. So CJW still in 14th, Pav in 13th. We'll go through the order from the back. Bit of a gap developed now actually, so not quite as close as it was a few laps ago. 12th is ADG 123, White Shark Phil in 11th. Gap developed between these guys as well. Street Boy in 10th, L-Game in 9th. Got JRC in 8th, battling hard with Robust the Hood, both in the GTR. Then we've got Ginger Crackhead, having a great race. Ginger Crackhead in 6th. Good consistent race for him, and was a bit unfortunate in race 1, so he ended up towards the back and didn't have the best finishing result, but he's made the most of this race too to try and make up some points from it. Oh, battling hard is White Shark Jim and Moz. Jim is looking feisty, trying to take that 3rd position. Don't want to finish 4th, he wants to get himself on the podium. I will go through the championship points after this race as well, so just to warn you, after it's finished I will go through the points to let you know, just in case you're one of those that leave straight away. Thank you very much for watching if you've got this far as well, and hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, share it, comment, do all that good stuff. Feel free to leave me a comment as well, let me know I'm absolutely rubbish at this. I always feel it's worth it. So Jim finally gets past, and he's made a great move on Moz there to get himself up into 3rd. He's worked hard to make that opportunity work as well, so fair play to him. I did consider picking that car myself, the Ford, but I decided against it. But I'm starting to think it was probably the wrong choice for me, and it would have been a good choice. As I say that, Moz dives back down the inside and takes third place back off him. Meanwhile, we've got Rick in 5th position catching up here. So it's going to be a 3-car battle for 3rd position if they're not careful, these two, if they keep battling away in front. Let's see what's going on into the last corner. Heading towards the last couple of laps of the race now, so these are the crucial ones that count if you're to make up those extra positions. White Shark Jim well and truly tucked in the slipstream of Moz there. Moz going defensive, but I think Jim's got it done. No, he hasn't. No, they're still side by side. It's a battle on the brakes. Moz does a good job. Jim looks for an alternative line, tries to get the cut back on the exit, but Moz does a great job of getting a good exit as well, so retains that 3rd position. Good battle going on. GTR is looking to make any kind of opportunity out of this little battle in front of him. Tiny touch of contact between them, and he might have 2 positions, be rubbing his hands. Let's see what happens in the last lap or 2. Jim going for the inside again. Great racing between these two. Not giving up. They're certainly giving each other a good race, keeping each other very honest. And now Rick's on the back of them. He's well and truly on the back of them now as well. Was a car length or 2 back a minute ago. Oh, the nice move. Don't know if there was a bit of contact there, but it looked clean without going back and looking at it again. But Moz makes his way up into 3rd. Oh no! Big moment for Jim on the exit. Just got a bit of oversteer going. Didn't manage to catch it and just ploughed it into the barriers. So unfortunately Jim drops back on this end of the race. So Dawson finishes 1st. I've missed it. Chewy in 2nd. Moz in 3rd. Rick in 4th. The drama at the end caught me out. Jim in 5th. Brilliant race, absolutely amazing start to the season for us Fusion guys. 2 great races. Ginger Crackhead with a great result in 6th. JRC in 7th. Good results for everyone in this race. 8th is Robbers the Hood. Street Boy in 9th. Elgabe in 10th. We've got White Shark Phil in 11th. I can't keep up. That goes to show how close everyone was. Ada G in 12th. 13th was... Oh, I've missed it. Oh, I do apologise. I've missed whoever finished in 13th and 14th position there. I haven't written it down or anything either, so I do apologise. Anyway, I'll quickly go through the championship points and order after the first 2 races, or the first round if you look at it like that. So, we have Dawson in 1st position with 37 points. With 32 points, we have White Shark Jim. With 30 points, we have Moz in 3rd position. In 4th, we have Chewy with 25 points. In 5th, we have JRC with 20 points. 18 points is Rick 33 in 6th position. 7th position is Robust with 18 points as well, so it's more or less joint 6th. 8th position is AD with 17 points. White Shark Phil is in 9th position with 17 points as well, so that's another joint position where they're drawn. In fact, no, I've got that completely. Oh, no, I'm right. Yeah. I want to start again, but I won't. Where was that? I think I said Phil. So yeah, Phil and AD are drawn on 17 points. Pav is in 10th position with 16 points. In 11th is Street Boy with 14 points. Sorry, I've written it down in a confusing mess, so I've confused myself. Sorry about that. In 12th position, we have Ginger Crackhead in the championship, and in 13th we have CJW, and in 14th we have Elgame So that's the championship position so far, but there is a lot to play for. What is wrong with me towards the end of this? I can't get my words out. Yeah, there's a lot to play for still, because there's still 12 races to go. So anyway, without much further ado, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Don't forget to hit that like button if you have done, and I will see you again soon next week, if not beforehand. Take care, look after yourselves, and adios.